guys, welcome back to my channel. So this is going to be the receipt rundown for the situation between Thomas Halbert and Jeffree Star. A lot has happened in the past 24 to 48 hours, and I was going to originally make one master video with everything in it, but my first video was already 24 minutes long, so I thought that was long enough for you guys. And since when I do these receipt rundown videos, I usually go through all the receipts and read them out to you, I figured instead of incorporating them into the already very long video that I uploaded this morning, I would make it into its own separate, shorter video going through all the receipts for you guys. So with that being said, that is what today's video is going to be. The second video, at least for today, is going to be. And let's go ahead and get started. What you're looking at right here is Thomas's response to the backlash he had received yesterday on Twitter in regards to Jeffree Star responding to his video. Now, I'm not going to read this out to you. If you want to read it, go ahead and pause to read. I encourage you to read it because it's a lot more than what I can tell you guys in detail right now in a TLDR. But basically, the TLDR of this whole thing is he starts off by apologizing to not only his fans, but also to Manny. He clarifies that the whole reason why he went against Manny, or at least tried to go against Manny, is because Jeffree was the one who told him back in 2015 that Manny was the one trying to destroy Thomas's career. He goes on to say that he is not lying about Jeffree, that he stands by everything he said in his video originally, and he has no reason to lie about it. He goes on to say that he knew that Jeffree would, if Thomas ever were to speak out against him and say things that he had said already in this video, he knew Jeffree had the text messages, he knew he had the voicemails, he knew they'd be used against him if he did speak out against it. He goes on further towards the end and exposes that there is supposedly a video that Jeffree has in his possession that basically exposes a lot of the influencers for being racist themselves. One person who gets exposed as being part of this video is Nikki Tutorials. We have no idea if this is true, but allegedly he has this video made that is basically keeping everyone silent, which is the reason why people aren't speaking out against Jeffree as far as the other influencers. Whether or not that's true, we have no idea. It still remains to be seen, but he finishes off this entire response by saying that he's not sure if he's going to bounce back from it. He doesn't care if he does or if he doesn't. Either way, he's just glad he got it off his chest and told his truth, and that's that. Now I'm going to go ahead and get into the Twitter response from Jeffree Star. So it says here, hard work and being authentic gets you real long-term success. Making up lies to gain followers and attention lasts about 60 seconds. He goes on to say, do you guys just want me to sit here and take more mental abuse and lies from people, or can I defend myself now? And he goes on to say, dear @ThomasBeauty, I'm confused by watching your new video. You smartly don't mention my name because lies and defamation of character is illegal, and I know you are afraid of the consequences, but you insinuated my name, so I'm gonna respond. Let me set up the real story for you. Thomas, aka the fakest woke attention-seeking person on the planet, Halbert, came over to my house over a month ago. The purpose of this meeting was to fix all our beef and put our past issues behind us. I welcomed him into my home. We talked through our problems and said sorry to each other and squashed all our personal beef. We touched on certain subjects. He asked me candid questions about things I had said in the past, racism, my ex-friend, etc. I answered every question truthfully. He continued to try to talk about drama and my ex-friends, and I had no idea at the time that he was texting Manny and Laura while sitting on my couch. That can be 100% confirmed by Gabriel Zamora, and when I learned about this betrayal weeks later, I immediately confronted him. Here are parts of my text messages with Thomas when I confront him that are important. Here is part 1. I'm in the blue, of course. Go ahead and pause to read. And then he picks back up and says, weeks after being at my house, Thomas, I'm a fucking liar, Halbert, uploads a video using my blood sugar palette, laughing emoji face. But I made him so uncomfortable, right? So uncomfortable you want to share my products with 1 million people watching? We love hypocrites. Of course, there's always more. In case you guys didn't know, I co-own a merch company called Killer Merch, where we print, ship, and create merch for YouTubers and celebrity clients. @ThomasBeauty had a meeting at my office 2 weeks after meeting me at my house to discuss merch. Thomas vented that he hated his current merch company and was in a horrible contract. I gave him real business advice and told him we could discuss him being a client. After the meeting was over, my team and I decided we didn't want to do business with him. Also, the same week Thomas had a meeting with me about merch, he also wanted to plan filming 2 YouTube videos with me. I entertained the idea for a second until the Manny stuff and him betraying me came out. Here are his texts explaining him being a shitty person. Pause to read. In about 2 months since I've talked or seen Thomas. He uploaded a video blatantly lying, saying that he didn't have the guts to say my name, said something racist in front of him, knowing it will stir and make a lot of people question me again because of my past. For anyone who hates drama and tea, this isn't tea and entertainment. This is my actual life, and I will never allow some punk bitch to lie on my name and discredit me because he got rejected. Grow the fuck up. He goes on to say, Thomas, you can't make me out to be something that I'm not. No matter how miserable you are, you can't bring that misery onto me. After I rejected you wanting to film videos, and after I declined doing business with you, I'm the villain? Not today, sweetie. It's crazy how I'm just living my life and thriving, and every 2 months a new bitch has to come out of the woodwork and try to slander me. Work on yourself, baby. If these hoes spent the same amount of time they do on me as they did on their careers, they might actually have one. Here is hypocrisy at its finest. Listen to a glimpse of what I've been dealing with behind closed doors from Thomas. Imagine continuously trying to mention my ex-friends for personal gain. Disgusting. Goes on to ask, how do I upload an audio to Twitter? I have something very important to share since the internet loves receipts. I need to post this audio message to lay more bullshit to rest and move on from this fucking liar. And then he goes on to share this voice message from Thomas.
Sorry for putting you through this and making you question your trust in me, and I know I fucked up. The only reason why I talked to him, I haven't talked to him recently at all in the past week or two. I haven't talked to him at all because I realized that me trying to get revenge on him was kind of petty and childish, and honestly all I was doing was trying to gain his trust so I could fuck him over and do some evil shit that he does to everyone else, and just so he knows what the fuck it feels like. And I don't know, I know I was playing with fire, and I knew I ran my mouth too much, and I did tell him that I saw you and all that stuff, and obviously that was none of his business, but I wanted him to feel he could trust me so I could get in there, get information, and I can take that information, tell you that information. So I don't know, in my mind I was doing the right thing, but also I know that I was just being an idiot, and that's why I stopped and I'm not talking to him anymore. But I also just know that he's fucking awful, and I wish I could say so much, but I don't want to be put into it, and then Here for the Tea tries to bring me down because she is so far up his fucking ass. I just don't know, because I don't know if I could bounce back from I don't know. I'm just stressed the fuck out. This is not your stress. I'm sorry. I'm just rambling. I won't say anything. I just wanted to get your permission first. I just wanted to run it by you first, so you're not dumbfounded when I sit up there and talk about any of that stuff. I want to sit there and do a live stream talking about the time that I went to your house and all that stuff. I don't know. Maybe I should just wait. I don't know.
Jeffree goes on to say, now you all know why I don't make new friends in the beauty community. And the last thing he tweets is, I've been backstabbed so many times, I honestly lost count. Hi, how are ya? And then we see buddy Gabriel Zamora tweet, best advice, keep it 100.
So, what is going on the internet? She can't. But I feel bad whenever people say it's the beauty community. It's not the beauty community that's up in flames and it's a mess. It's just certain people that are just being problematic and messy. If you really think about it, one can't say that the U.S. is a fucking mess because of our president. Our president's a mess, but don't put everyone into that category, if that makes sense. So okay, we're keeping it 100. I remember I was why the fuck are y'all talking to Thomas? Y'all have all said, he's messy, he's done this to y'all, he's done this to y'all. Oh, but he has tea. But, I'm just why are we, ugh. But I knew he was, I knew he was shady. I knew he was a little, Because even in his messages to where he's like, oh, look, I messaged Manny, that was in July. But then the messages that Jeffree posted of you trying to say you want to expose Manny because I knew you were going to be a rat and try to pull some shady shit like that to him. That was late August. So I'm confused how, like, look at the dates. Like, that's all. Like, when my truth video came out and, like, there's a lot of people just commenting, I'm, like, watching everything. But I don't want to, like, I don't want to speak on anything because out of respect, like, that's all I want to do. I don't want to be messy. I don't want to be problematic. I don't want to be this. I don't want to be that. That's why I'm like, I'm not putting this on my YouTube channel. Cool. It's going to be on Snapchat. Deletes in 24 hours. If y'all want to see it again, cool. I don't care. But I remember around that time, I saw that he was like, now he's exposed. Now y'all see what kind of person he is. And I'm like, what do you mean now y'all see what kind of person he is? I remember in Ibiza, they were telling me how you were all up on their... So what do you mean? Oh, he's been exposed. He tried to stop my bags. Nobody tried to stop your bags. You're a mess, first of all. Like, but see, I don't know him. Like, I just know what everyone's told me about him. So that's why I'm like, why have y'all told me this about him once again? And then y'all try to be like his friends because now he has tea on this one person that y'all hate. Like, I'm just confused. So I'm like, but now you're like, oh no, me and Manny are good. But weren't you just saying that he tried to end your career and now you're good and now you're coming? I'm just, why, like... Usa. Oh my gosh, she's getting so emotional. Oh my God, I need to know. But it's like, it's frustrating because I see all these things and I hear all these things behind the scenes. I know what happens behind the scenes. So when I see someone go on the internet, I'm like, what is up with these narratives? Like, what is up with these narratives? First, you hated Manny, then you liked him, then you tried to help him, but then you're still contacting Jeffree to try to expose him, but then I hear in Ibiza that you're still in contact with them, telling them tea and like running back and forth. I'm like, no, like the reason why I didn't say nothing whenever my truth video came out and he was like, now you know this type of person, is because then he was talking about like going to the hospital, about like his depression and his anxiety. And I'm like, I don't want to be insensitive in that situation because, you know, shit happens. But like, girl, don't be a dick on the internet and then try to be like, oh no, but don't attack me because of this. And it's like, no, you're being messy. Like, the reason why I want to add more clarity to the situation is because after my truth video, everybody's truth came out. And some of it I commended, but some of it was bandwagony. Like, don't try to hop on the let's hate Manny train, okay? Because yeah, I get it. Maybe y'all had y'all's own issues, but it was never that deep to where he tried to end your career, because it was for so many years that I had heard that homeboy didn't like Manny for so long. Like, always being messy, talking about copper eye, nude lip, like all this stuff. Like, you're not, whatever. But that's why Manny didn't with Thomas, because he was messy. So I'm not gonna, even though me and Manny don't with each other right now, as we don't, I'm not gonna just sit here and be like, even though I know the truth, like I know the truth. So I'm like, nah, like I know we don't each other, but don't try to like bandwagon and lie on him, because now you're being exposed for playing both sides, and that's messy. Like, I don't know, the internet's just a mess. Long story short, everyone's trying to expose everyone, but don't try to expose someone if you can be exposed yourself. Like, what do you mean? Like, you trying to talk about like this and that? Like, I don't know, the internet's a mess. Don't let this seem like me and Manny are good, because we're not, because I have yet to hear from him since the one time he showed up outside my house and talking about how like he misinterpreted tweets, but in his second apology said he reached out to me, never reached out to me. In his narrative docuseries, if everyone's on this payroll and on the salary, it's a narrative, right? You use my face and you use my name, and I'm like, stop using my face and my name. We're not good, okay? You haven't apologized for what you've done. But this is the one thing I'm gonna give you, and it's homeboy's lying on Manny. Like, don't. Like, it's a mess. Okay, last thing, I promise. When I said in my truth video that me and Jeffree had a very like clarifying conversation, one of the things that I brought up, I was like, hey, Thomas is a rat, just so you know, because he's running back over here telling Manny and Laura this and that, spilling tea and all this. I don't know what's true, I don't know what's not, because all I've heard is homeboy's problematic and homeboy likes to start drama. And I remember I told them in Ibiza, this happened in Ibiza, I was like, y'all need to be cautious, because how is he not going to do the same thing to y'all that he's doing to him? Lo and behold, Gabriel can always spot when someone's not keeping it 100, right? Look, you know what? I'm gonna throw Laura a bone. Laura was the only, she was like, nah, I don't with him. Like, he's been shady towards me, but Manny wanted the team. So I liked Jeffree's tweet because I can confirm that. I said what I said. I just didn't want to tweet anything. I think it needed more clarity, like another 48 minutes. No, I'm just kidding. But it did need more clarity, but I was never involved. So that's why I was like, I never wanted to speak on it until now. Everyone wants their My Truth moment because they look at me and they're like, oh, I want to, like, this is the equation on how to come out on top in a situation. No, I literally sat in my living room in front of a camera and I literally just spoke. I kept it 100 with y'all. And in that process, I knew that I have to be vulnerable and look dumb and call myself out on situations that I too messed up on. And I'm willing to be like, look, I fucked up. And I'm willing to tell y'all that so that I can be held accountable, because in that video, I said, I don't want to do this. I'm not doing these things anymore. So I want y'all to hold me accountable. And in that video, I also said, be aware of people's narrative. Who does this benefit? Why and how? The docuseries, who does that benefit? Thomas, who does that benefit? Like, I don't understand why it's so hard for people to keep it 100 on the internet. But no, you'd rather try to tell people some type of story. I don't know. Like, it's a mess. It's a mess. Okay, this is the last part. I don't want people going on the internet and playing the anxiety depression card, okay? Because I don't understand why people can be holes and play that card. I deal with anxiety. I deal with depression, but I'm not going on the internet and acting like okay? I'm not being mean to people, okay? Be an adult. I've met people, this is the part that pisses me off. I've met people with debilitating anxiety that they can't even leave their home because they have like this anxiety that just doesn't even allow them to leave their home. I've met people who I'm like, damn, you have an amazing life. You have everything. You have the job. You have no reason to be unhappy. And for some reason, they're unhappy. And there's people in this world who really take their lives from that. So don't go on the internet and try to play like, oh my God, my anxiety, my depression, don't come for me. You were exposed, and that's why it's now a situational anxiety and depression. It's never been debilitating for Manny. It's never been like, that's why I'm like, okay, I'm out. I'm done. It's now messing with me. I've met so many people like that. That's why I'm like, don't discredit someone's someone's mental disorder. Cool, you may deal with it, but everyone deals with it. We're all human beings. We all deal with anxiety. We all deal with sad ass moments. And some of us have to get over it. We don't get to just play that card to try to save face so that we can save our career and we can sell something coming this winter. So we can sell this, we can sell that, and we can grow numbers. No, that's why it's messing with me, because I'm like, nah, like I've met people who have really have been up in their lives because of it. So cool, I get it. You deal with it, but don't act like, oh, it's my get out of jail free card, because it's not. Because some people have to take their lives for it, okay? Because they can't.